if you're new to gardening and you don't know where to start, or you are a gardener and you want to try something different, like making some herbal tea blends and some other things that I can tell you, plant lavender. This variety specifically is English lavender. There's actually a lavender farm out by me where I buy it from, and it's not, I've heard Munstead lavender is great, but this was what they had, and it's better than French lavender. So I started harvesting some of it. I'm really trying to just sort of shape the plants and get some so that I can dehydrate it for stuff that I'll tell you about in a second. But I was really afraid because there's a lot of bees around it, and I was afraid I was going to get my face eaten off, but they really don't care. They just do their thing and they let you be. So that bush there that I'm showing you, I just shaped it like that, and that is what I intend to do with this lavender shrub and pull out the weeds that are over there. Now, there's one down here that, holy mother of whatever, it just did not do well, and I know what I did wrong. I didn't prune it last season like I should have. So it got leggy and twiggy and had hardwood on it, and I don't know if it's going to bounce back. I mean, this was from last summer, so the summer of 2023 this video is. And I'm just reposting this video because now is the time you would want to plant. Here is the lavender. Look how beautiful that is. It is so beautiful and purple, and the bees don't go in it when it's in the box. I really wanted my basket, though. I feel so fancy when I harvest in that basket. But I shaped it as best I could. I pulled out the weeds and stuff, and then I brought it inside. This is a Nesco brand dehydrator. Honestly, I bought this on eBay, but in my bio, I have a link tree and I have an Amazon storefront. And in my food preservation section, I link a couple of dehydrators that I've worked with that are great, because this is not the only one that I have. And this was the first time I had ever dehydrated lavender, and it didn't take long at all. It took a few hours, but it was really tedious. So I'm going to have to get this method down. So I basically took the stems and then was pulling the buds off them. There's the trays and there's the empty stems. But pulling them off, like this much lavender, it really started to hurt my fingers. It's kind of weird. The stems are kind of, I don't know, they're not sharp, but they're not soft, especially since they've been dehydrated. But my plan for this is to infuse some honey. Where do you see it in the jar? I want to make creamed and whipped honey, and I want to put this in some of my tea. So I just took one of my funnels and a mason jar. I'm watching a movie and I'm doing this because it took a little while. I got to get a better system. And this is just one of the jars I have. I actually have 2 full jars at this point left from last season, and we are in a new growing season. So I'm really excited to see what I get. But what I want to do, like I said, is make like lavender infused honey and tea. And what I do for that is they sell these little paper tea bags. They're empty tea bags on Amazon. I think I also have them linked. Otherwise, you could search it really easy. And you can put your own tea blends in those paper tea bags or in a tea infuser. Definitely look at what you're making your tea out of to make sure it's safe to do that. But this is edible. You can eat these. Not quite sure how I'm going to get them in the creamed and whipped honey. I don't really know if I want little lavender pieces in it. But if you're going to grow lavender, it does not like water, so it likes neglect like that, but it does need pruning, especially at the end of the season. And English lavender is what I would go with over French lavender. It gives you more blossoms, it seems hardier, and just remember, not so much water, which I'm going to have to move these plants, and definitely prune at the end of the season. I would watch a YouTube video on how to prune it, as clearly I have not mastered that yet, but this is my year. This is my year. Look at that. Look at the beautiful color that held up even through the dehydrator. And the house didn't smell overwhelming. It just smelled nice, like a light scent of it. So you can do it in the house too, which is great.